Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hey, you got me again for another day. It's a daily podcast. That's why I'm here. I tried to. Anyway, on this
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I got to bed late, woke up early. That's my life, and I get to work because I'm an essential person, and I have got a knife, and you better let me into my work because I'll stab you. No, I'm not violent like that. So, that's at the end of my song. But that was my evening last night.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
This evening, it's the first day of spring, or the first night of spring, or somehow spring begins tonight.
Mike's
And that
Daily
7 years ago,
Podcast.
it was the finale of Mary Tyler Moore. Who can take a sky and make it blue? Who can do some things and I can't sing the rest of this to you. But you know you have to fake it, 'cause you know you want to make it in this world. Look at all around, there's no men in this... No, wait, there's no women in the position that you're taking, 'cause you're the first. You're gonna make it after all. 'Cause she broke the glass ceiling. She became the first producer of that news TV show. Wasn't that what that was about? Oh, Mr. Grant! I think I may have watched a few episodes. There was Ted Baxter. Oh, Lou. And Betty White. And Rhoda. And Gavin McLeod before he became Captain Stubing. Because he liked to stube on the poop deck. Hey, I could throw in a sound effect right now if I knew exactly where it was. There. Something like that. Well, there you go. It's the beginning of the show. That's not going to last very long today because I got to train somebody. I'm in another training day, like that Denzel Washington show. Was that? Or was it the Mark Wahlberg? I have to train someone today so that I don't have to wake up as early as this. But I'll tell you one thing.
And here's today's podcast picture.
What's kind of nice about being at your job before everyone else is that you don't have to get a phone call waking you up saying, Mike, you got to come down here. Mike. Oh, gosh. And I've had to hire a lot of people over the past year. That's been my job. One of the guys I hired, he texts me at 7:20 in the morning and goes, how quickly can you get down here? Let's see, Bay Area, 7:20 in the morning. I have usually a 30-minute commute with no traffic. Basil will tell you that's impossible. I can get down there by 9. How about that? Son of a gun. This guy well, anyway, he quit, basically. Hey, here's the thing. Be kind to your employers right now. And employers, be kind to your employees. That's my tip for today. We're going to make it after all. And we're going to still criticize the president, because that's what we do in this society, is we criticize our presidents. Wrong. I know it is, but back when Obama was president, we'd make fun of him.
I appreciate that. That's not even funny.
But then, now we have Trump in office. Oh, before Obama, we had George W. Bush. Remember the whole thing with Katrina? And he was a little bit slow to respond. And then Kanye West said on that benefit for the victims of Katrina, and he was on the screen with all these celebrities. I hate these cavalcade of celebrity things. So stupid. So, he's up there. Oh, but Mike, I like seeing all the celebrities. Oh, I'm a big fan of Hollywood people. Oh, I want to see. Please bring me all the celebrities. Well, we have Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz, Gail Gordon, Tom Hanks. Oh, no, wait. He's in quarantine. Where was I? Yes, I'm still getting over my cold. No, it wasn't coronavirus. No! It was something less. Just a cold. Mike, did you get yourself tested? Yeah. Did you get yourself tested? Check into that. See how easy that is to do. You can't. We're the worst, apparently. One of the worst in the world as far as getting checked. We make it so incredibly difficult to get checked. I forget what country they said is easy to get checked in. But here, I guess we don't have enough. What it comes down to is we don't have the lab space. We don't have the technology gym. We don't have the to rebuild him, Steve Austin. We don't have the facilities, I guess. The facilities. And we don't have the silliness. No, we do have the silliness, but we just don't have the infrastructure in place. As I was mentioning in a previous podcast like 2 days ago, because I talked to one of the people at one of the tents outside of one of the hospitals and health places in the Bay Area. Because I was thinking about getting checked. Hey, I had a leaky nose. Hey, I had a cough. So I didn't have a fever, and I feel better now, although I do sound a little congested still. But somebody said to me yesterday, they go, how are you doing? And I go, oh, I'm fine. And they go, you don't sound good. Yeah, well, that's because I just got over a sickness that affected my whole nose, throat, and mouth area. So I'm recovering. I have recovered from it. There might be a little bit of residual. Jeez, like they've never had a cold before. At any rate, Cavalcade of Stars. So Kanye West is up there with Mike Myers. And all of a sudden Kanye West says, George Bush hates blacks. And that was what? And then as we go outside a cafe anyway, where he...
Something must be wrong with you. What is the matter with you?
As we go outside a cafe anyway, we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley.
Are you out of your mind?
Is you blind?
These are all questions we can ask. But at any rate, criticizing our presidents is an American pastime. It's true. So he gets criticized on stage saying, this young reporter, I didn't recognize her. And she goes, so, Mr. President, why are you racist? Why do you keep calling it the Chinese flu? Well, because it came from China. And because it came from China, I call it the Chinese flu. I love China. I love them. The people there in China. What are they called? Are they called Chinese? I don't know. I guess I'm offending everybody today. I guess to all of you I must be wrong. But nobody ever told me that politics was just going to be this much fun, he said at one time. And I can't find that. Okay.
He's a showboat. He's a grandstander.
Because I'm trying to find that sound effect where you said that once, but I guess I don't have it. It's very difficult.
But all my life, I've heard that decisions are much different when you sit behind the desk in the Oval Office. In other words, when you're president of the United States.
That's close enough. So, the point is that we, I guess we just need to kind of get it together, basically. Somebody at where I work lost it yesterday, really lost it, and his superior sat down with them and kind of straightened them out. But the thing is you have to just calm down. Our parents to some extent, if your parents lived through Vietnam, and then your parents before that, the grandparents would be the ones that got through World War II or before that. My mom was actually alive at the end of World War II, so I mean, come on, that is a much different time. And we gotta pull it together. If they could get through their hard times, which were way more harder, then we can do this. We can get through this. Here's the thing. If you're younger and you get the flu, you can recover in 2 weeks. That's what I'm hearing all the time. So we shouldn't be, oh my God, they have COVID-19. Now, if they're older, now that's problematic. But there were a couple representatives that caught it. And they had been on the floor of the House voting, and they developed symptoms that night. So that will affect things. The fact that the car manufacturers are closing, that's going to affect things. But we just got to keep it together. We've been through hard times where industry is shut down before, and we're going to get through it. And there's stimulus on the way, and the Capitol is passing all kinds of legislation and stimulus packages to help us through this. So I think we're going to get through it. I'm going to be positive. And that's my little bit of advice to you. Don't be so much of this.
Houston, we have a problem.
Thank you. Oh, there was Tom Hanks. Awesome. Be more of, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be good. We're gonna make it through. Right?
Yep.
Okay, good. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. But first, hi, Mark. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing? I got my horse with me today. It's Nelly. That's my horse. Hey, Nelly. Good to see him. And look who else is here.
Hello, Dave, Mike. It's Valentino, the parking attendant. Why am I here again?
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that? I follow him wherever he goes. Do you know that?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
Yeah, we're all here today, but we're all at least 6 feet away from each other. That's right, tell you what.
What?
6 feet.
You know, I went and got a burrito last night. Actually, there was this restaurant open in Podcastro Valley. Here's the thing, as we broadcast from Cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth, and you can listen to the show now on radio.com, although I tried to last night and it didn't quite work. But it takes forever to get your podcast on radio.com, just want you to know, so that was quite an achievement. But a lot of restaurants they post this, you see the front door, there's that little piece of paper, one of these, and the piece of paper, you just see it on the front of every single restaurant door, one of these. And you get up close to the piece of paper, it says, we're sorry, we're closed during COVID-19, or you can only come in and get your food and leave. Order online, call us, whatever. You see that every single restaurant. I find it fascinating. That's why this show is a little bit about culture and society and people and things. And that's pretty much the end of the show. Oh, we have to say one more thing. Sorry to one more person, I guess, as we wrap up the show.
Oh, Mike, I make the delicious root beer. Have some right now. Oh, boy, I'll cut you.
See, you have a knife today. I don't really have a knife, but he actually has a knife, so that's kind of scary.
Mike, my delicious root beer will help you never ever get COVID-19. Oh, boy.
Well, don't think that's going to be true, but...
Nobody ever told me that politics was going to be so much fun.
I found it! No way! Lots of sound effects. God, do you miss the sound effects on the podcast? You can call me 336MM Daily. That's 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast has been now for a couple days. Listen, I can't do the sound effects when I'm at home. And when I'm at my in Podcastro Valley 10, I can't do it. But Podcastro Valley Mont, you're going to hear some sound effects if I'm awake enough. Thank you for listening to episode 1997. 1997, the year that was when nothing, music-wise, what the heck happened in 97? Is this when we're starting to see the boy bands? Is that... Well, we're almost at episode 2000. And I don't know what I'm going to do for episode 2000, but... I would like to do something. The podcast picture is an interesting shot of Mission Peak and a bunch of plants growing. Really? Is that what I'm going to do? No, we'll do another Oakland picture. This is of Lake Merritt. Yes, this was also on that day that I was walking about, and I met up with my lovely lady friend. before I caught her cold. And you can see that podcast picture at mikesdailypodcast.com. In 1997, I just saw a picture of Zoe. Zoe passed away. She was a great dog that lived down the street from me. That's just heartbreaking. Well, my point is, what was my point about all this? 1997. Dang. That was Jennifer Lopez, wasn't it? That wasn't quite... I can't remember a dang thing about 97. Let me just look that up before... I can't end the show without knowing this. This is... Sesame Street theme? They sped up the Sesame Street... What? 1997? This is... Bing is completely off, even though you get points when you look it up. 1997 in music. Let's see, there was... The Spice Girls? Oh, yeah, Spice Girls. Notorious B.I.G. There was the Fish. Fish was huge. Yeah, Backstreet Boys were starting to get big. Garth Brooks. He performed to 800,000 people, or maybe 1 million people, depending on who you ask, at Central Park in New York in 1997. Can you believe that the coronavirus in Mexico, this is what I heard this morning, I don't know if this is true or not, only 100 people have been infected with the coronavirus in Mexico. Is that true? That's crazy, especially since the word Corona is in the name. And that's a delicious drink. Doesn't that come from Mexico? I don't know for sure, but I do know one thing. This podcast, everything is verified before I go live onto the podcast with all this important information. All of it. Every single word is verified. No, but I heard something like that as I was driving in. I was listening to Up First, the NPR thing. And then, but the infections in Europe, worldwide, I guess it's over 220,000 people have been infected with the virus. And something like over 9,000 have been infected in the U.S. On that cheerful note, just be healthy, do your best. Try to, when you wash your hands, here's the thing. Everybody says wash your hands. But they say 20 seconds is the time you have to wash your hands. At least 20 seconds. I say sing your favorite chorus as you're washing your hands. So, you get in the hands, there, you get the water going. We're going to waste a lot of water with this epidemic, by the way. Because do you leave the water on when you're washing your hands? Anyway, you turn on the water, cafe anyway, and you're washing your hands, and you sing a chorus. If you want to be my lover, first you got to be my friend. If you want to be the first, look at all people, mash up two choruses. You're gonna make it after all. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Meow. See, that's how you do it. That's 20 seconds. You've got the cat in there, and and that's the end of the show. Thank you, kitty.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.